Hello everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Essence, and in this video I would like to discuss my take on why paranormal activity seems to ramp up around the nighttime hours. Well, I have a few reasons why I think this is the case. 1. We as humans are naturally fearful of night, of the dark, of what could be waiting. It's mysterious. In the daytime, we can see all the nooks and crannies of the world. The sun shines. As long as there's some light, we can see what is before us. At night, it's a lot more difficult to do so. So, I think it ramps up our fear. If that makes sense. We fear more at night, so therefore the certain spirits feed off of that fear and get stronger, therefore get more active. Another reason why I think this is the case is also because of the way the world works. So, at 3 a.m. is usually supposed to be the supposed witching hour, where spirit activity is at its highest. They say if you wake up in the middle of the night at 3 a.m. or around that point, it means that a spirit is in your midst. Whether it be an ancestor, whether it be just a random spirit that's come through, a passerby. I think this is the case. It's because the way the world is, it cycles through different ways. So, at 3 a.m., the barrier between the physical and the spiritual might thin a little. And it's around Halloween, around, October, around fall, when the veil between the spirit world starts to thin, and on Halloween is when it's at its most thin, which is why people who ghost hunt on Halloween or go to haunted places on Halloween tend to have a more spooky time. Not just because it's dark and not just because there's a weird history attached to this, but because the spirits are more active now. And a lot of the spirits from the spirit world are able to come through more. They may not stay, but they are allowed to come through now when the veil is super, super thin. And it's incredibly creepy at night. And then you add the thinning of the veil, that can add to the amount of spirit activity. They thrive at night. Another thing that I believe could be a case, and this is not a given, I am not entirely 100% sure on this, but it is just a theory. So the moon cycles. A lot of people, especially in the spiritual community, believe that the moon has an effect on humans. If it has an effect on animals, like the wolves howling at the moon, or tides, how it affects them going way up or way down, they believe that can also have an effect on human behavior. Which, while the sun's energy cleanses and purifies and empowers, we got to remember that the moon is merely just a reflection of the sun's light on a different surface. So the moon's energy has mysterious forces to it, and I'm not entirely 100% sure about what they are. It is a mystery. But it is quite possible that spirits themselves can also be affected by the moon's cycles. Like during full moons and the super moons, or the harvest moon, which is a point in time in the autumn equinox when the moon is super big and super bright. And that's when the time when farmers would harvest at night, because the moon was so bright, they didn't need any extra light. But when the moon is like a super moon, a full moon, or in the, like, they're super because of the autumn or spring equinox, it is at those times when the moon's energy is more powerful because it is more reflected. Crescent moons and half moons may have some energy to them, but they're not nearly as impactful as full or super moons or the huge moons of the equinox. And about like blood moons, and they say strawberry moons or blue moons, I don't know nothing about that. I'm not a moonologist. I have a book on moonology. I have not read it. But I do think that when the moon is like super full or huge, it gives off more energy, and these spirits take this mysterious kind of energy and kind of run with it. It gives them more power than they would have during the daytime. And whether it be in a graveyard or a haunted house or just a haunted location in general, these spirits thrive off that. It doesn't mean they absolutely need that energy to go bump in the night, because they'll do it anyway at night. But I do believe that the moon may have some sort of effect on spirits. What that could be, I don't know. But I think, like, more so it's the fact that we humans give off a lot more fear at night, and the spirits feed off that. And also, super late into the night is when the veil of the spirit and the living world is thinner. And around Halloween time, it's at like it's paper thin, which allows spirits to come back. The belief during the Day of the Dead is that ancestors and spirits can come back for a few days and then go back to the spirit world. Maybe there is something to that belief. But I think the first two are the most likely. Fear and the thin barrier between the world of living and dead. The moon is just a theory. And I would love to hear what you guys think about this. Why do you think spirit activity is a lot more active at night? Put it down in the comments, please. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell button so you don't miss any of my future uploads. And be careful at night, everyone.